Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here with our third Wilds of Eldraine Collector Booster Box. So in our previous Collector Booster Box, we opened up a confetti foil. We're hoping to do it again. However, this comes from the exact same case as the previous box, so, we'll see. So let's just go ahead and crack this thing open, take a look at all of the cards, price everything out, and do the full MTG Box Analysis at the end. Oy, these things are stuck in there. I don't know if they shrunk the size of the box or what. All right, finally made it through. Got our 12 packs here. We'll just get our stacks nice and even here. Perfect. There we go. All right, so let's just get into cracking with pack number 1. So still no movement on any of the rares in this set. All the value is going to be in the mythics and in the subset, the enchanting tales. So we're going to start off with a Lord Skitter's Blessing, followed by a Sneak Attack, nice mythic from the subset. Then we're going to see ourselves a borderless Restless Fortress, followed by Corvold Gleeful Glutton coming in from Commander, with a Frostbane Troll coming in as our main set foil rare. Then we're going to see a Vampiric Rites, followed by a Raid Bombardment. Then we're going to see ourselves a foil Full Art Island with a Twisted Fealty, an Ego Drain. Then we're going to see a Shrouded Shepherd, followed by a Stockpiling Celebrant, and a Reddy's Whisper. Then we've got ourselves a Grabby Giant and a Titanic Growth in the back. All right, sliding into pack number 2. Saw a couple of Mythics in the first pack, so that's promising. Mythics are where the value is. All right, so we're going to start this one off with a food token, followed by a Dawn of Hope. Then we're going to see ourselves an Oppression. And then we've got ourselves a Questing Druid coming in the showcase frame, followed by the End in extended art, with a Restless Fortress from the main set. Then we're going to see ourselves an Impact Tremors with a Season of Growth, and then a Full Art Swamp, with a Totenna Swarm Piper, a Welcome the Sweet Tooth, followed by a Tempest Heart, and then we're going to see Not Dead After All with a Hamlet Glutton, and an Edgewall Pack, and a Ratcheteer Trainee. All right. So no mythics in that pack, but that's all right. We've got 10 more to go. Next pack starts off, as they all do, with a food token, followed by a Likeness Looter coming in from the main set with a Rest in Peace. And then we're going to see a Heartflame Duelist with a Regal Bunnicorn. Then we've got a Raging Battle Mouse, followed by a Curiosity. Then we're going to see another Impact Tremors with a Mountain. Then we've got a Red Tooth Vanguard with a Back for Seconds, with a Tough Cookie, then a Johann Stopgap with a Vantress Transmuter and a Mocking Sprite and a Bastille Bloodline in the back. All right, next pack up, if I can get it open right. Here we go. All right, more food. Then we're going to see behind that a Sleep Cursed Fairy in extended art foil with a Hardened Scales. Then we've got a Hornlock Whale with a Court of Embereth coming in from Commander in foil with a Devouring Sugar Maw. Then we're going to see a Utopia Sprawl with a Compulsion. Then we've got a Full Art Island, a Threadbind Cleek, Picklock Prankster, Dream Spoilers, then a Rat Out with an Aquatic Alchemist and a Hopeless Nightmare with a Bespoke Battle Guard in the back. All right, moving into, I think, pack number 5 here. Still haven't really seen any cards of high value, so hoping this is not a dud box like our first. We're going to see ourselves a Mana Flare, followed by a second Mana Flare. Then we're going to see a Virtue of Persistence. The virtues are holding value. Then we're going to see a Spiteful Hexmage with an Archon of the Wild Rose with a Hatchling Plans, a Ground Seal. Then we've got ourselves a Plains, followed by a Tattered Ratter with a Tenacious Tomeseeker, a Reddy's Tempting Apple, then a Frostbridge Guard, and a Tunavale Guide. And in the back, we got a Return from the Wilds and a Grand Ball Guest. All right, final pack in stack number 1, pack number 6. Let's see something good. All right, so more food, followed by a food fight. Okay. Then we're going to see a Polluted Bonds. This is one of the anime borderless cards, not a high value one, though. Then we're going to see ourselves a Scalding Viper with a Knick-Knack Oof, followed by Hilda of the Icy Crown, a mythic coming in. Then we're going to see ourselves a Raid Bombardment, a Knightly Valor. Then we're going to see our Full Art Mountain with a Chancellor of Tales, a Shari of Numbing Depths, Stroke of Midnight, then an Ice Out with a Borrow Naughty, a Torch the Tower, a warehouse tabby in the back. All right, moving right along here. So far, one anime borderless, but not a high value card, and I don't think we've hit anything over $10. So in this pack, we're going to see ourselves a Waste Not in foil, followed by a Ley Line of Anticipation. Then we're going to see a Virtue of Strength, one of the mythic virtues in the set. And then we're going to see ourselves a Lady of Laughter, followed by a Rankle's Prank. Then we're going to see a Dark Tutelage with a Utopia Sprawl. Then we've got ourselves Full Art Forest with an Ashiok's Reaper, Graceful Takedown, Woodland Acolyte. Then we're going to see a Verdant Outrider, followed by a Root Rider Fawn. Then we're going to see a Harried Spear Guard and a Quick Study in the back. All right.
This box is
This
definitely
is
feeling
feeling
an
an
awful
awful
lot like the first box I opened up,
Monday
and
of
not
this
the
week.
last box.
Not a
So the last box, of course,
high
we
value
saw
cards. We are seeing some mythics,
confetti
but just
foil.
not the right ones yet. All right, we are going to see Hilda of the Icy Crown. I think that'll be some value for us, followed by a Fiery Emancipation, a Restless Bivouac. Then we're going to see ourselves a Spectre of Mortality, followed by Twinning Twins. Then we've got ourselves a Griffin Airy, followed by an Intangible Virtue, a Full Art Swamp. Then we've got a Frolicking Familiar, Solitary Sanctuary, Disdainful Stroke, Rowan's Grim Search with a Besotted Knight, and a Bria's Attendance, and a Break the Spell in the back. So the Hilda is probably the best card that we've seen so far. Fingers crossed on so far. All right, we got ourselves food, followed by the Elusive Otter. That's what this box is. And there we go. We got ourselves a doubling season in the anime treatment, non-foil, non-confetti, but still a tremendous hit for the box. Awesome to see that. Then we've got ourselves a Gumdrop Poisoner, followed by a Sir Ginger the Meal Ender, and then the Sentinel of Lost Lore with a Season of Growth, a Dragon Mantle. Then we're going to see ourselves a Fuller Island, an Obria Dreaming Duelist, Heart Elemental with an Eerie Interference, and then an Unassuming Sage, a Brave the Wilds, and a Merry Bards with a Shatter the Oath in the back. So happy to see that doubling season. Thank you for that being in the box. That may have just saved us. All right, so next up, we've got more food, followed by a Moonshaker Cavalry. Awesome to see that. This is the number 3 card in the set. Not sure what it is, foil extended art. Right behind that, we got a Ley Line of Sanctity with a Will, Scion of Peace, another mythic. Then we're going to see an Archon of the Wild Rose with a Virtue of Knowledge, another mythic. Fantastic, triple mythic pack. Then we've got an Intangible Virtue, a Spreading Seas with a Full Art Swamp, a Monstrous Rage, Soul Guide Lantern, Collector's Vault. Then we're going to see ourselves a Savior of the Sleeping with a Voracious Vermin and a Commune with Nature and a Sweet Tooth Witch. All right, I'm a little bit relieved now that we have 2 of the big hits on the board. Fantastic. All right, we got ourselves more food. This set will make you hungry. And then we're going to see ourselves a Land Tax, a foil borderless anime. Very cool to see that. Then next up, we got ourselves an Aggravated Assault, followed by a Bramble Familiar. And then we're going to see ourselves Shadow Puppeteers with a Gruff Triplets. Then we've got a Dragon's Mantle, followed by a Stab Wound. Then we're going to see ourselves the Plains with a Two-Headed Hunter, a Bitter Chill. Then we've got a Taken by Nightmares with a Fell Horseman in a Water Wings. Then a Scarecrow Guide with a Leaping Ambush in the back. All right, final pack to go. What will this have? Let's see. All right, more food with Sir Ginger the Meal Ender. So now we got dessert. And we've got ourselves a Fraying Sanity with a Twinning Twins, a Likeness Looter, and then we're going to see Godric Cloaked Reveler with a Knightly Valor, Garruk's Uprising, Full Art Mountain, Glass Casket, Gadwick's First Duel, Knight of Doves with a Moment of Valor and a Conceited Witch, and then Balluna's Gatekeeper with a Red Tooth Genealogist in the back. So let me get everything sorted and organized and be right back with the MTG box analysis. We'll begin the analysis by looking at all of the cards that we pulled from the 12 collector booster packs. Then we'll review how much of the main set and the Enchanting Tale subset we covered by non-foil and foil, along with a breakdown of coverage by rarity and a look at box duplication. Following this, we'll establish a baseline for value with a look at the current value of the 2 sets before moving into a recap of the actual observed value. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and more than 150 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level to download the analysis. Let's get things started by taking a look at the box contents in comparison to the cards that we were eligible to see. Using this chart, we can see all the cards that we could potentially pull from the primary Wilds of Eldraine set marked in gray, and the actual foils we saw in orange with the non-foils in green. For the non-foils, we were only eligible to see Showcase, Borderless, and Extended Art cards inside the Collector Booster Pack. In today's box, we saw 9 non-foil Showcase, 3 Borderless, and 8 Extended Art cards. When it comes to the foils, we saw between 15 and 19 cards for each of the primary colors of Magic from the main set, and we also saw 1 foil Showcase and 7 foil Extended Art cards, but we didn't see any foil Borderless today. From the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw between 2 and 4 foils for each of the primary colors of Magic, and we saw between 2 and 7 non-foils for each color. We also saw 1 foil anime Borderless and 2 non-foils. Unfortunately, inside of this collector booster box, we didn't see any of the 20 confetti foil cards. Moving into coverage, from the main Wilds of Eldraine set, we saw 20 unique non-foils out of a possible 83, which gave us 24% coverage of the cards we were eligible to pull. We saw 45% of the Showcase, 27% of the Borderless, and 15% of the Extended Art cards. In the foil space, we saw 109 of the 349 cards, giving us 31% coverage of the main set. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in blue with 45% coverage. Moving into the Enchanting Tales subset, we ended up seeing 24 of the 83 cards in non-foil for 29% coverage. And in the foil space, we saw 16 unique cards for 19% coverage. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in today's box, we saw 17 of the 62 main set rares that we were eligible to see in non-foil for 27% coverage. We also saw 3 of the 21 mythics for 14% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 48% of the commons and 45% of the uncommons, along with 16 of the 122 rares for 13% coverage, and 4 of the 41 mythics good enough for 10% coverage. In the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw 67% of the uncommons in non-foil, along with 10 of the 35 rares for 29% coverage. We also saw 2 of the mythics for 7% coverage. In the foil space, we again saw 67% of the uncommons, along with 3 of the 35 rares for 9% coverage, and a single mythic good enough for 3% coverage. In total, we saw 49 rares and 11 mythics within these 12 packs when we include the 3 rares and 1 mythic that we saw from the Commander subset. From a duplication standpoint, we only saw repeat cards from the main set and only in the full art basic land category. In today's box, we ended up seeing 4 lands repeated 7 times, giving this box a duplication rate of only 4%. Before getting into the value of today's collector booster box, let's first check in on how the set is performing. This chart displays all 349 cards that you can pull from the main Wilds of Eldraine set using non-foil market prices as of September 14th, 2023. Currently, the set features 6 cards valued over $10. They are the Moonshaker Cavalry, which is currently going for $18.38 in standard frame and $23.73 in extended art. Shifting down into second place is Beseech the Mirror, which is now going for $34.05 in standard frame and $44.11 in extended art. And now in first place, we have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which has increased about 15% in value over the last 2 days to $37.49 in standard frame and $45.26 in extended art. The main set also features 9 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 45 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 289 cards in the set are currently valued under $1. All 349 cards combined have a non-foil market value of $408.39, which is up a few bucks since Wednesday's box opening. Now let's check into the 103 cards that are part of the Enchanting Tales subset. At present, the subset contains 38 cards valued over $10. This includes all 20 of the elusive confetti foils, 11 of the 20 anime borderless cards, and 7 cards from the main set. The subset also contains 9 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 16 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 40 cards within the subset hold a current value under $1. In terms of total worth, all 63 cards from the main subset using non-foil market prices comes up to be $230.75. The 20 anime borderless cards collectively command a value of $372.07, and the 20 confetti foils have an impressive aggregated value of $1,770.94. As a result, a complete set containing all 103 cards has a current market value of $2,373.76. This represents roughly a 13% decrease in value compared to the prices last Friday on release day. Now let's begin to recap the value that we actually saw in today's box, starting off with the main set non-foil cards. We didn't see any of the 6 cards valued over $10 in non-foil, but we did end up picking up the Virtue of Persistence in Showcase valued at $7.43. We also saw 7 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 12 non-foils that we picked up are valued less than $1. In the traditional foil space, we saw 2 big hits. We saw the extended art Hilda of the Icy Crown with a current market value of $15.83. We also saw the Moonshaker Cavalry in extended art, which has a current value of $35.11 in foil. We also picked up 2 cards in the $5 to $10 range and 6 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 106 cards from the main set are currently valued less than $1. Within the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw one significant standout among the non-foils, and that was the Doubling Season, presently valued at $48.96 in market value. Regrettably, we didn't come across any cards in the $5 to $10 price range, but we did pick up 5 cards valued over $1. The remaining 18 non-foils from the subset that we saw are currently valued less than $1 each. In the foil space, we saw the most valuable card in the box, the foil anime borderless land tax with a market value of $51.19. We again did not see any of the cards in the $5 to $10 range, but we did see 2 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 13 foils from the subset that we picked up are valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box through a Patreon agreement for $195.67. The current market price for these boxes as of September 14th is holding steady at $195.73. The Wilds of Eldraine Collector Booster Box contains 12 packs, each with 15 cards, allowing you to see a total of 180 cards plus tokens. The 4 cards that we saw from the Commander subset are valued at $5.79 combined. The 40 Enchanting Tales cards that we saw have a total value of $126.29, with the majority of that coming from the Doubling Season and the land tax. From the main set, the 12 tokens have a current market value of $10.24. The 12 full art basic lands are valued at $6.46. The 48 commons came up to be $7.70 in market value, and the 36 uncommons that we saw are valued at $7.37. The 33 rares that we pulled have a current market value of $28.72, and the 7 mythics are valued at $71.76. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $264.33 in card market value, which is a gain of $68.66 over the price I paid, and means that I saw a return of 135% of my purchase price in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 19 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $206.12, which means that those 19 cards represent 78% of the total box value and covered my cost for the box. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I'll be cracking open 17 pre-release kits over the next 7 days and showing all of the arena codes on screen. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.